Hi, I'm Noah Shapiro-Tamir, a 7th grader at LACS. I'm a part of the Promotion by Exhibition working group to help create a new graduation system for middle school students at the Lehman Alternative Community School, Promotion by Exhibition, or PBE. First, let me give you a little historical background. Our school first began in 1974 as the new junior high program in the Marcos Flats building on the corner of Court and Plain Street. The building has since been taken down. In 1977, we moved to E-Wing of Ithaca High School, where we added a high school component. In 1983, we moved to our own building on West Hill. Throughout this time, our students had to pass the Regents exams, and our curriculum was shaped by these tests. It was not until the 90s that we were able to take control of our own curriculum and assessments when we created the Graduation by Exhibition system. GBE allowed us to determine the key outcomes that students would be assessed on and that students would need to demonstrate in order to graduate. GBE gave us the freedom and responsibility to create our own unique curriculum and instruction. While we began graduating students by GBE in 1996, we never transitioned the middle school from the old credit system until now. But why PBE?
Because I don't want my education to be a checklist.
I don't want school to be in the way of my education.
Because I want to be able to shape my own life.
Because I want to be evaluated on what I can add to this world, not on how obediently I can sit at a desk.
Because I'm tired of being described by how many credits I filled.
Because PBE will help me show people what I'm capable of.
Because I do not want my students to feel suffocated by a limiting school structure.
Because my students need to be independent thinkers.
Because I believe that my students can teach me new things.
Because my students' readiness cannot be evaluated simply by how many credits they have.
Because PBE will allow me to help my students tailor their education to meet their needs.
I don't want my students in my classes there for seat time and credits. I want them there for learning. Learning skills, learning knowledge, learning credit. I want that to be the focus of why they're in my class.
Because we don't want our students to be evaluated by standardized tests. They're rich, complex individuals, and we want them to be able to demonstrate what they know and can do in multiple ways, not through antiquated standardized tests.
Because I want my child to grow outside the confines of a conventional classroom.
Because PBE will allow my children to get the most out of their education.
The credit-based system goes back to the 19th century and is based on student seat time in classes. Under the old system, students earned credits in different subject areas by attending and by passing classes. The criteria for earning credit was left up to the individual teacher's discretion. When students had earned enough credits, they were deemed ready to graduate. The PBE and GBE system is outcome or performance-based. Students are deemed ready for promotion when they can demonstrate proficiency in core knowledge, skills, and perhaps habits. The PBE system will focus students and teachers on academic performances and portfolios as demonstrations of learning rather than credits and seat time in classes.
But what might PBE look like for students? Hi, I'm Lucas Gilmore, an 8th grader at LACS working with the PBE group. We have been researching other schools and how they structure promotion by exhibition. Here's a video clip of how one school does graduation performances.
Hello everyone. I would like to thank you all for coming to my passage. This whole entire presentation is to prove to everyone that is here that I am ready for 11th grade and I am.
In many schools with student-engaged assessment practices, students reflect upon and communicate the scope of their learning and growth at the end of pivotal transition grades through passage presentations. Students present before members of their community. Teachers prepare students for success by providing organizers and rubrics and dedicating school time for preparing. Students share portfolios of work as evidence, and the presentations reflect both academic and personal growth.
The other way schools assess student outcomes is through portfolios of work. At LACS, we are already familiar with portfolio demonstrations, so how will we make the decision about PBE?
Hi, I'm Chris Sperry, teacher at LACS, and I'm working with the PBE working group to oversee the implementation, the creation of the proposal for promotion by exhibition. And since promotion by exhibition affects everybody in the school, it's essential that all stakeholders are involved in the creation of PBE. The staff will discuss and ultimately decide on the implications for our curriculum and instruction and our assessment at ACS, since that's their responsibility. Parents and alumni will have the opportunity to weigh in, particularly on the goals of PBE and the outcomes of PBE. Finally, students will be involved in all aspects of PBE, starting with today's work to have students reflect on the goals of PBE and the outcomes, but ultimately it will be the all-school meeting and the staff meeting that will make the final decision about PBE, and that will go through the site-based council, but also through the PBE working group, which has students in it, has parents in it, has alumni, has staff, and has our principal, Diane Crothers. So ultimately, all of us will make the final decisions about PBE that will come next year in the all-school meeting and staff meeting for voting.
Please take a moment to look down at the PBE goals list handed out at this meeting. These goals were developed by the staff and by the PBE working group. For the rest of this meeting, we will discuss these goals and you will have the opportunity to add additional goals by making a proposal. In family group on Friday, each of you will vote on these goals, of your top 5 choices of the goals that you think should drive PBE work. You can also discuss possible outcomes for PBE that students will need to demonstrate for promotion for middle school. We will have a separate vote on these outcomes in the fall. So this meeting and the discussion on Friday in family group is the first opportunity for students to discuss and give input onto the PBE proposal. We want to hear from you, the people who this will affect directly and who will be most impacted by PBE.